Hello, welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very exciting day. Today, I'm going to go and collect my Carrera GT from Topaz Detailing. Now, part one of this video series is on my channel already. It was a huge video, and basically it was just detailing what needed doing to my Carrera GT. I dropped it at Topaz, and they went through a huge list of work. And with the help of SunTek Films, I am pleased to say it is now time to collect. And more exciting than all of that, right now on SunTek Films Instagram, which is on the screen right now, there, somewhere like that, by the magic of technology, there is a giveaway to win front end PPF for your car. So make sure you head over there right now. That competition has literally just dropped as soon as this video has gone live. They're a great bunch, and their film is the best in the business. It's what Topaz use, and Topaz are the best in the business also. So, very excitedly, it's now time to jump in the Carrera T, more on that coming soon as well, and we're gonna go to Topaz and get this video underway. Right then, here she is. I'm finally reunited with my Carrera GT. The first thing that strikes me, I'm gonna have to be very careful by the way, so if you wonder about camera angles, there's a lot of stuff that way in the workshop that I can't film. They're very careful with customer privacy here, and rightly so. So I've also got to be careful about reflections as well. So here she is then, the Carrera GT is back in all her glory. I must say, when I left it here, it was in a bit of a sorry state. There were post-it notes all over the front of it, little bits of marker here and there and everywhere, and if you saw the previous video, you'll know what I'm talking about. All the imperfections in the paint and the PPF were fully flagged, and they have now been worked on. So I'm going to wheel in a man who knows what he's talking about. I'm going to wheel in the bill to talk about what has been done to this car, because it looks like a brand new car. It literally looks like how it would have done when it left the factory, if not better. So I'm going to wheel him in. We're going to talk about exactly what's happened to my Carrera GT. Here he is then, the man of the moment. The man knows what he's talking about. So I'm just going to wheel him in, and he's going to go through exactly what has been done to the car, because you don't really want to hear it from me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So you're happy to run through what we've done?
Bring the camera over and I'll
stuff.
Exactly what was done.
2 meters though, of course. Look at this.
There we go. Yeah.
2 meters here, everyone.
There you go. Yeah.
Quit your yappings. 2 meters, right? Cool. Here we go then.
So 2 meters. Don't get
No, okay, yeah, that's fine. But we'll get a tape measure out if you want. All good.
All right, let's go through this. So before we took off the old PPF. That was obviously the first bit. Get rid of all the old stuff. Had a look at the paintwork. See what the sort of paintwork condition was like. Obviously we knew that some of the areas around here, and especially around here, were a bit off and they were hand cut, so we had to do some remedying and some paint correction in certain areas. So that was done. Spot sanding in certain areas, and then we also did a level 2 detail, so basically like an enhancement detail, to make sure that the paintwork is perfect before we apply the PPF on. Now, they had 2 little holes there, if you remember.
Yep, and where the front plate was on.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, it was annoying.
And then obviously we had, again, there were some cut marks around.
I don't even need to point the camera at you, I can just point it at the bumper. I can see, exactly. That is literally a mirror. That's crazy.
Then you had some cut marks around the front bumper, so you took the decision, we're like, let's just paint it. So we took it upstairs, we painted it in our spray booth, and so that looks like brand new now, basically. And now it's got PPF on it as well. So and properly done, which is really, really good. It's a bonus. That's
really nice. And there was actually something, I mean, we didn't mention this in the original video. Down here, there was something involving a bracket beneath there, and because you guys went through it with such a fine tooth comb, you actually sorted that issue out and fixed it all properly on there. So
no, exactly.
Bonus marks there.
Bumper, it was easy. We just had a look at it. We're like, yeah, that needs to be done. So we did it, fixed it, and
top stuff.
With it, you know?
It looks amazing, blended in perfectly, I must say.
Yeah, no, exactly. Look, I mean, you can't tell the difference between the colour. So we've got a spectrophotometer. I'm going to really get into geeky stuff.
Yeah, please do.
We've got a spectrophotometer, and the system that we use basically gets the exact colour that's on there, and it's got like 10,000 different colours on the system, so it chooses the right colour between. It gives you a match. So anything over 99% we use.
Perfect.
Very, very good.
There we go.
Sometimes we even get the paint manufacturer. So this is a Glazerate paint, so we get it. That's what Porsche use, Glazerate.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of technical stuff when it comes to paintwork, but it looks good, doesn't it?
No, yeah. I mean, the end result was amazing, but it's also very interesting to know that it's not just get some black paint and get it sanded down and spray it up and hope for the best.
Get spray can.
Yeah. But that would be my approach. So thankfully, I left it to you guys.
Headlights, obviously, they had chips on them. We tried to make it look as as good as possible. We put the PPF on top of them anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously, this wouldn't have happened if the previous owner put PPF on the headlights.
Yeah,
and you wouldn't have these
so
chips from you.
There's a few little chips here, there and everywhere, so if anyone's moaning about it in the video, then please don't. That's actually PPF over the top of the original chips, but yeah, as you say, that's why people should get PPF. But back when this was new, I guess PPF wasn't really a thing, was it?
It wasn't. Well, it was. It was still available, but it was yellow and it looked horrible. It looked like it was thick plastic.
I like yellow PPF on headlights.
And most of the time, the PPF actually ended like right down the middle of the
car. Oh yeah, I remember. The reflections are mental. Like, I've got to say, that's absolutely ridiculous. Hello. Yeah, 2 meters, please. Yeah. Exactly. All right, come around the car then. So that's wonderful.
And obviously, from that aspect, obviously what we did as well is on the lower sections, we doubled up the PPF to make sure that any areas that are, for example, that bit there right behind the front wheel is going to be prone to getting destroyed with chips.
Yes.
So we basically applied 2 layers of film on there to make sure that it's absolutely protected. And then going all the way around down the side as well, and obviously all the way around the top, everything. We basically just made sure that's absolutely perfect everywhere, really.
I've got to say, I can't see the edges or anything. You guys have absolutely smashed it. It's,
and that's down to making sure that everything goes on properly, down to designs
and your patterns as well.
Patterns, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And I must touch on at this point, the car is covered in SunTek film. Do you like SunTek film? I
do. So basically, it's very, very important for us to put SunTek on because its clarity is very, very good. We love it, and that's what we've been using.
Perfect.
Got it on here.
Wonderful stuff. SunTek are obviously the absolute best in the game, and if someone's not putting SunTek on your car, you need to really ask some serious questions, do you not?
You do.
There we go. Very well then.
And then obviously at the back here, these usually get a bit milky.
Yes.
On the back, so we made sure that we applied a coating, aerospace grade coating, to make sure that it stays looking like that for as long as possible. Obviously, with these kind of things, you're going to have to keep it maintained. So I'd suggest getting it detailed once a year. Yeah. Just to make sure that even with film on it, you still have to get it detailed because the film has got pores, and the pores obviously get dirty.
Yes.
It has to have pores because any moisture from underneath will seep through. Otherwise, you're going to have corrosion problems, etc. So get it detailed, bring it in a year's time.
So PPF is actually clever stuff. It's not just sticky cling film. There's a lot of technology in that film, and that's what a lot of people don't realise. So not all PPF is equal, and if you get bad PPF, that can cause issues. Well, you've seen a million and one times: discoloration, corrosion, bubbling, just a horrible look 100%. All of the time. So yeah, interesting stuff. And on the diffuser here as well, we touched on some issues where obviously this is, 16-year-old carbon on the back here, and it does get a little bit yellowy on the Carrera GTs, and you can also see it on the strut here as well. It's structural carbon, so it does get a little bit yellowy. That original finish has been maintained. And pretty much every single Carrera GT you will see slight pitting on there and a kind of discoloration to the carbon. That is normal. It's not something we have actually tackled this time round. It's not something I wanted tackled this time round. It could be on a to-do list down the line, but we have actually got another Carrera GT in here that's just been to the factory in Stuttgart and had a spray job by the place where it's made, and it's got exactly the same diffuser. So it's something at some point might re-lacquer it, but it's not a huge issue, and it looks amazing. It's part of the character of the car. So
exactly. Whoever knows about Carrera GTs would know that this is a usual problem. That discoloring of this as well. The wheel center, the center locks as well. They get a bit discolored as well. So these kind of things. I mean, it's cars. It's now it's a classic car, nearly, isn't it? So it's getting there.
And the number plate as well, I'm just kind of, I spend most of my videos preempting any whining, but my number plate as well spent quite a lot of time in the middle of the busy road face down very recently because I stuck it on with sellotape, so that's why it's in a hellish state. The guys here, I think it's been annoying everyone here, the fact that I put a crummy number plate on it, but I've ordered a new one off eBay, everyone, it's okay, it's en route, so again, please no moaning about that, and don't blame the guys here for that nonsense. That's the only thing that had to do with me, and I've ruined that, so right, going around the car then, sorry, got to preempt these things.
Yeah, and then so that's the exterior done.
Yep.
We did all the exterior work. Interior side of things, we just gave it a really good clean up. We deglossed the leather as well to make sure that it's basically not shiny anymore because it had a bit of a shimmer to it. And we just made sure that it's actually now just basically...
lovely, look at this.
Yeah, so it's looking as natural as possible right now. And then we obviously fed the leather as well because this is actually real leather that comes on these cars and not this fake leather, which is on most of cars now, to be honest with you.
It smells like leather as well. You open it up and it just smells like cash in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's actually a really nice kind of richer shade now as well. It was a bit shiny before and a bit cheap looking, so that's really cool.
It's giving it, you know, it's basically you try to degloss it, make sure all the oils. I mean, especially the steering wheel. When you're driving, you know, your hands sweat. You get a bit of oil on your hands.
Certainly do when driving this.
Yeah, and then after that, it just becomes shiny and looking horrible. So at least now it's all sorted.
Very nice. And also on the sills here, you've got this huge carbon piece the whole way around, and actually extends into the back of the car. But this is a high contact area, so getting in and out, if you're not careful, you can scuff that.
That's why you could have PPF on that as well. So if you don't, then it's again a similar thing where you have loads of issues afterwards.
Perfect. So that's now PPF protected as well. Perfect.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff.
That's your interior. Obviously, engine bay had a clean up as well to make sure it's absolutely perfect.
Lovely.
And now all that's left really is for you to get in the car
and not drive it.
And be scared driving it.
Yeah. Put it underground because I can't actually afford it.
That's basically what we have to do now. That's what's left.
It looks amazing, mate. I'm so happy, and I'm so happy I took it here and you guys got to work on it. It's kind of, to be honest with you, is it fair to say that you two here at Topaz, this is kind of like one of those cars you just absolutely love? Like, I can tell that you actually genuinely really like this car anyway, so it's nice.
100%. I mean, to be honest, Maz was looking for exactly this car, and he probably would have bought it if he didn't buy it.
we did have some discussions before this, and he said, I know this car because I wanted this one, you swine. So no, but that's really cool, and it's nice to leave it with people that actually, you know, really do care, and they're actually kind of Porsche guys, car guys, and guys that really kind of, I see the way you kind of treat your own stuff and look after it, and like the attention to detail, even the modifications you do to your own car. So I know it's in good hands.
It has to be done a certain way, right?
It just looks amazing.
It's just a reflection of it being solid black as well. Unbelievable. Absolutely.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, solid black's a very easy one to get wrong, isn't it? But it's not easy to get right. So it's only right I went to the best in the game here. Thank you very much, by the way.
Thank you so much.
No, I appreciate it.
I'll shake your hand, but I'm not going to.
We will get told off so much, and I may well give you a fatal disease. So probably not for the best. Right then, before I leave Topaz, these guys are always up to something, and I always love coming up and talking to the guys here because, as I say, they are always up to something. So, what's going on here?
I think you need to look at this because I know you like a bit of carbon fibre, don't you?
I am a sucker for carbon fibre, and I like the distancing here as well. We're on the other side of a table.
You see, that's exactly
very good
to remind people.
Perfect.
So I don't think you've seen this actually before. So this was a normal table.
Yeah.
And then we've recently released a product where we actually overlay carbon fibre, real carbon fibre, onto panels.
Yeah.
And the first bit that I did was my table, was my conference room.
As you do.
Yeah, and then as you can see now, it's carbon fibre. So this was made
crazy.
Out of wood. And then we applied carbon fibre fabric. We then did the whole resin process, the baking process. Then you apply a UV protection on top of it. It's a long process. It's not an easy process, but I mean, look at it at the end of it. So, which brings me on
cash.
to
Yes.
So now we're starting to experiment with different fabrics. So you've got, you know, all the different weaves. So you've got weaves, for example, from Ferrari. Again, these are all prototypes, so they're going to have some defects in them. They're not perfect yet.
Yeah.
But you have, just to show the weaves off, you've got blue carbon fiber. You got this dark red, which is very elegant and chic.
That's cool.
You got this forged one, which is on a lot of Lamborghinis now, and was actually on the Zenvo as well on the wheels.
Also on a lot of watches as well. AP make chopped and forged carbon cases. Very nice.
Exactly. Yeah, and then you can do satin as well.
Sick.
That's in the process of being finished off.
So this is real carbon then. I just want to kind of preface this. This isn't carbon dipping or like sprays like a lot of people kind of have seen before. This is actual legit carbon.
Real carbon. So it's actually real fabric.
Lovely.
I'll show you some fabric in a second, but it's actually real carbon fiber fabric. So you get honeycomb. You got all different types. Yeah, all different types of carbon fiber. Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna go mad. I'm gonna carbon fiber everything in my house. I'm telling you. I already told the guy who was doing it for me. I'm like, by the way, just to let you know, all of my house is gonna be carbon fiber. So
hopefully your other half is not watching this.
No.
No, she doesn't watch my channel. I hope for her sake she doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really cool, no?
No, it's sick. It's exciting. You're always kind of developing new tech. Obviously with the skin as well. You were first past the post with that. Absolutely smashed it out of the park. And this will undoubtedly be another success. So
you know, this is, to be honest, this is the bit we had a lot of people saying when you carbon wrap something for us. You know, put just a vinyl wrap, carbon. Yeah. I hate the way it looks.
No, so do I. I hate fake carbon.
No, it just doesn't look nice. It doesn't look right. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm not going to do it until I do it properly. And after a lot of research, a lot of trial and error, we've managed to get it all done now. So this is basically the next stage.
Also, just got my thinking hat on here. Little light bulbs appeared above my head.
Yeah.
Carbon repairs. Can you guys do that on site, or is that something you're looking to do?
We can. Yeah. We can do. We've done a few items already on cars. I can't say which cars they are, but
no, of course.
We've done a few items that people come in, they've cracked their carbon splitters.
Happens all the time.
They're like, oh my god, how can I get this fixed? We bring it in, we reinforce it from the inside with carbon fiber, different composites, and then we skin it with exactly what is the actual same carbon fiber weave. Yeah. So the same fabric, and then off you go. It looks like it's never happened. It's a brand new piece.
Perfect. So carbon repairs, again, it's kind of with years of having cars with carbon on them, I know that kind of a little chip here, a little chip there, you can't just take it to, you know, Larry at Quick Fit. It just doesn't work, to kind of just re-lacquer. No offense, Larry doesn't actually exist, I've just made that up. But yeah, so you guys do carbon repairs as well, so you not only protect, but you can also do some repairs as well, so that's very well worth knowing. And this is very cool. I'm very pleased to have kind of been a party to this. Is a bit of an exclusive here. I feel very excited by this.
Yeah, it's cool. I thought I'd show it to you. I thought you'd like it.
No, I do. I'll be in for something. I'll be in spending money soon. So that table's cash. I mean, to be fair, that wouldn't even fit in my apartment. My whole apartment is about the same size as that table. So maybe a chair.
Carbon fiber bed. There you go.
Yeah, very nice. Just before I leave then, I want to point out this is midnight blue metallic Carrera GT. This is a very interesting car to me. I actually know the owner vaguely well and followed this car's journey from the point it was sprayed at the factory. This is an official Porsche spray on this car, and probably I think the only one in the UK, if not in Europe, in this colour. So super cool car and a super rare colour. It's actually really nice to see it in the metal here after so much kind of perusing. And if you wonder what these little post-it notes are, they're actually things that Topaz want to look at in terms of imperfections and stuff. It's part of the process here. And if you remember my car that came in, it was actually covered in the things. So yeah, it's just currently being worked on. Also spoken to him and made sure that this was actually okay to include in the footage, because we talk quite a lot, but that is really cool. And hopefully we'll see this car and my car together very soon. So the car is now in the back of the truck. Whilst I was waffling upstairs showing you that carbon stuff, it's actually been loaded in the back of the truck, not any old truck. This is actually new, is it not? Hello, this is Turbo Transport, by the way. This is, well, that's not actually his name. Your name is Tony. You weren't christened Turbo Transport, probably for the best. This is sick. This is your new, I can't believe this is what you drive around towing your trailer with. You've just picked this up. Talk us through it. What is it?
2020 Ram. It's not a Dodge.
2020 Ram. So, and also, I just want to point this out to the viewers at home. Those who are not familiar, it's a 5.7 litre Hemi. This is chaos. You are hell in this thing. People buy these as like a toy, like a dream car, and you use this as your work runabout. It's probably one of the best things I've ever seen. Absolute hell. Good work. Congrats. Cheers, mate. I did actually mean to come and film you kind of collecting this and all that kind of stuff, but we've been in the middle of a pandemic, have we not?
We did have something planned, didn't we? But everything went to...
It fell through. Yeah, we'll have a little sniff inside. Don't mind if I do. How have you done that? You started on the key. Cash. Hell. That's money in there. That's absolute hell. How you just bat around in this all over the place. That's actually a really nice place to be. Mate, I'm super buzzing for you. Turbo's the best in the game. If you want your car moved around, let Tony know here. I'm actually about to get run over. This is nonsense. But I've been using Tony for years. Tony and I are friends. Shmee uses you as well, doesn't he? Yeah. Yeah, good egg. Been moving my cars around for years. I wouldn't trust anyone else really with them. I'm going to come around to the back then. I'll leave Turbo's on Instagram on the screen, but if you just type in Turbo Transport, here we go. Good egg. Here he is. And in the back there is my Carrera GT. I mean, that wasn't the best filming for me. I've just shown a closed trailer, but it's in there. Where is he? He's gone. He's eloped. Does this open or nah? I know it's all locked.
Just it.
I've broken it, Tony. There we go. So, for those in doubt, the Carrera GT is in here. I'm quite pleased I wasn't around for it coming up onto the truck, because I always get bouts of anxiety. But you move a lot of these, don't you? So
move them every day.
Move them every day. And in fact, Topaz have got 4 on site at the moment. So, right then, I'm going to disappear. My Carrera T that you saw in the B-roll at the start of the video is actually here, having the Topaz skin removed, because someone actually took some of the skin off it recently in a car parking incident. So it's actually going back to racing yellow, which will be all very interesting. I will document it, put back to racing yellow on the channel, and that is going to be coming very, very soon. I'm also going to explain why it appears that I sold it and it appears I've not sold it, and why it's still around. There's a story behind that. For now though, thank you very much for watching. A huge shout out to SunTek. Absolutely smashed it as always. They are without doubt the best in the game. Thank you so much to the guys there. And as I say, do ask for SunTek on your car, and only go to somewhere that can supply SunTek to you. Do subscribe, give me a thumbs up, say hello in the comments, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye now.
We were better than all of the others. Just us. Said we would let things go.